The world of fiber is an easy place to get started with. You get some yarn and your tool of choice, watch a tutorial, and just like that, you have a new hobby. Whether you have chosen to knit with your yarn or grab a trusty hook and crochet, chances are you have or will acquire a lot of yarn. At some point, you may get tired of failing to find that secretive end that's hidden in the middle of your skein, then giving up and settling for unwinding, kicking, or just straight throwing your stubborn, annoyingly shaped oblong skein. You'll learn there's a different way. So what are the ways to help you prep your yarn for hours of blissful, smooth yarn fun? Will all of them include dipping into that money stash you have set aside to buy more squishy fiber goodness? I'm Missy with MissEverLee Designs, and let's talk about it. First, and surely the most accessible method, yarn balling. Yarn balling is just as it sounds. You grab your skein, and that's right, you ball it. This method may take a bit of time, but it will make more sensible shape than the oblong skein. As I would hope this is obvious, it does roll better. Now, many of you like me find the time it takes to hand roll your yarn just not worth it. Even if it means your yarn ends up in a tangled mess and you end up spending more time untangling it than actually designing the patterns that people are patiently waiting for you to complete. What's the next option, you ask? A yarn caker. Now this, unlike yarn balling, will take a slight investment, ranging anywhere along the scale depending on how much you want to spend. I'm going to show you how I use mine, one that I acquired by leaving it on all my gift wish lists until one holiday my spouse finally took the hint and surprised me with this gift of a luxury $20 yarn winder off Amazon. No matter the kind you choose to invest in, the basics is this. You start by selecting any skein in your stash, grabbing the yarn end, preferably grabbing the middle piece of yarn, unless you want to have a jumping bean made of yarn. You then take said end and put it through the hole here, then take it and place it right into the slot at the top of the cylinder. Making sure to hold tension on the yarn, you then begin winding your lever and listening to the glorious music that is plastic and metal grinding together. At the end of this process, you will have yourself luxurious cakes of yarn that you can serve on a platter. On the other hand, like me, you may be saying, "But Missy, what do I do with this umbrella thing I only see used in the form of a beautifully displayed wooden contraption in the Instagram perfect craft room?" And I will tell you the mysteries of this thing, and I will tell you why no one shows the cheap ones. Simply put, they aren't anything to write home about in the aesthetics department. Personally, I am too cheap to spend my hard-stitched money on vanity, so today I will proudly show off my functional but not so pretty yarn swift. That's right, it's a yarn swift, and you're welcome, because trust me, Googling yarn umbrella looking thing will get you nowhere. So now the big question, why would you need this with your yarn winding purchase? Some people may never need it. Mine may have sat forgotten in the bottom of a totally super organized craft closet for over a year before I learned why I would ever need it. The answer is hand-spun yarn. When an artist painstakingly spins your yarn with their own two hands, with a little help of their own gadgets, or you purchase a uniquely dyed hank of yarn from your local yarn dyer, chances are you will not be able to start using this yarn right away. There is two ways I know of to prep your yarn for actual use. And I'm going to start with the yarn swift. When you first unravel your yarn, you will find it is one giant circle kept in line by little ties. If you try to use it in this state, you will surely end up with a tangled mess. This is where the swift comes in. Take that yarn circle and place it around the swift. Snip or yank apart the ties and find the end. Repeat the process of setting up your yarn caker and begin winding. As you wind, your swift will begin to rotate, helping you achieve a most satisfying experience. Especially if you are Forbidden Fiber Co. and have this piece of electronic magic that would make even the most frugal of crafters like me want to throw away all thoughts of having a nest egg and sinking into the gloriousness, which is this. Now maybe you don't have space or just don't want to spend money on yet another gadget. Don't worry, you can still enjoy your hand-spun yarn. Using a tool you may have with you at all times, that's right, it's your legs. Put the circle around your knees, snip the ties, and begin a fun process of balling the yarn. You don't have legs or feel like tormenting someone you surely love dearly? No problem. Use their hands to hold the circle of yarn while you ball. Or you can cake it if you have one but don't have a Swift. So, now that I've covered everything I know about prepping your yarn, feel free to go back to throwing your yarn around for your cats to happily play with and destroy. Let us know in the comments if there's any way you do it that I missed. Please don't forget to subscribe and like this video so I can continue doing videos like this instead of my real purpose, making patterns. Sorry I have to go now, but the yarn is calling my name and I am done talking to you. Bye!